everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to my sewing room. So I started this YouTube about, a month and a half ago, kind of on a whim, kind of because I had been thinking about it for a while and I decided to finally just take the plunge. But I realized that I never really did an introduction to myself. I just kind of went for it, and you probably have no idea who I am unless you followed me over from Instagram, in which case at least you know what I make normally, as opposed to who I am. I don't know, it's all pictures. So I figured I would do a little Q&A. I got these questions off of sort of a Costuber list, and Lion is shaking my camera. You have both my sewing buddies with me in this video for you right now. Lion is here, my dog, and Dora is hiding underneath the bustle over here, underneath the skirt, so they may make an appearance, just to let you know. But I'm sure that that's probably why you're here anyway. Because I know when I watch people's videos, I love it when their animals interrupt the video. That's like almost my favorite thing. So anyway, so I got these questions from a group of other costubers. I haven't seen anyone use them yet, probably because they all have nice established channels and we all know who they are, but you don't know who I am. So I figured I would just go through these questions a little bit at a time. I don't know that I'll get through all of them. There's 32 of them. I don't think we're gonna get through 32 in here, and go through them. By the way, this is not normally what I look like. I had a show tonight, so you get Glam Rebecca tonight with my new collar necklace. I'm super excited about this. I got this on sale at Macy's and it just arrived and I'm in love. Anyway, here goes. So I'm just going to start at the beginning of this list because, as someone said, it's a very good place to start. So the first question is, what is your channel name and what is the story behind it? My channel name is super unexciting, I feel like. It's Lady Rebecca Fashions. When I first started thinking about doing costuming as a business back in 2011, my very uncreative self couldn't come up with a better name than Lady Rebecca Fashions, and it's just kind of stuck at this point. Like, the tags that I sew into garments say that, so, and my business cards say that, so I think I'm kind of just stuck. If people have better names for my channel / my business, throw them at me, because I kind of hate my business name. I feel like it's, I don't know, the name a child would give, because it kind of was. Second question is, when and why did you start costuming? I started costuming, I started historical costuming basically my junior year of college. So to date myself, that was 2009 that I started costuming. One of my friends asked me if I could make him as a commission, my very first commission, a pumpkin pants type suit to wear to a local Ren fair. And I said, Ren fair? I've always wanted to go to a Ren fair. Sure, I'll make you that, and I'll make myself something too, and tag along. And it just kind of spiraled from there. For the first few years, it was mostly Ren fair costuming, and then I discovered that people do other eras as well, which was so cool because, to be honest, I'm not into Ren fairs, especially now that I'm not in Oklahoma. And I have to tell my cat to be quiet. One moment. She's eating mailing labels or something. Okay, we'll see if that works. Ren fairs. Right, that's what I was talking about. So I realized that people did other types of costuming as well. I think I stumbled across Demode Couture and Koshka the Cat online and was like, oh, new world of possibilities. I want to do what they do. And I heard about costume college and everything. And I went to costume college for the first time in 2011. And again, just my eyes were opened. It was really fantastic. Though, to be fair, I was into theatrical costuming before then. I have a minor in costume design that kind of just came along because it was only a couple classes more than my BFA in acting in school. And so I had done, like, I'd already worked in my school costume shop. I had worked in some summer theaters. Like, I worked for Busch Gardens for a summer. I worked up at Glimmerglass Opera for a summer. So, like, I did already do theatrical costuming, but I didn't know that historical costuming was a thing. The next question is, how did I get into making YouTube videos? As I mentioned at the beginning, I just kind of have wanted to do them. Like, I think I blame Costuming Drama. I blame Noelle because her videos are awesome. And I met her, oh God, did I meet her at Costume College originally? I think I met her at Costume College originally, but also just like through Bay Area costuming when I lived there. And she's super inspiring. So she kind of was like, oh yeah, anyone can do it. And then I met Enchanted Rose Costumes this last summer at Costume College, and she is amazing, and I just want to be like them. So that's how I got into making YouTube videos. I don't know. The next question is, what's my usual genre of costumes? Historical. If you can't tell. Historical, and also Disney princess stuff to a lesser degree. I really like that side of cosplay. I know nothing else about cosplay, but I do enjoy making Disney costumes because they're pretty and I want to be a princess, or sometimes a fairy godmother. But yeah, mostly historical, especially Victorian is really my favorite. Bustle's my favorite, specifically early 1870s bustle. The silhouette's just so pretty. So yeah, that's my favorite. The next question is, how many costumes have you made? I don't know. A lot. I have I have 2 closets in my house that are filled entirely. No, wait, 3? No, I have 2 closets in my house filled entirely with costumes. Plus last year I built myself a large walk-in closet in my garage that holds a lot of costumes. So yeah, I have made a lot and I can't count them. I would say on average I make approximately 6 per year because I try to make 1 new dress for each section of Costume College. That's kind of my year. Like, people have a school year, mine is a Costume College year, so it kind of goes August through July that I try to make 6 costumes. My first costume, it was kind of a twofer. So this actually dates back to the summer before, I think, my senior year of high school. Again, this was before I definitely knew historical costuming was a thing, and coming at it really from like more of a Halloween standpoint. But that summer I made myself a Harry Potter skirt. It's just a gray skirt. It's bad. And a robe, complete with wand pocket. And I also made myself a Renaissance dress. Oh, I'll see if I can pop up a picture right here. It's really bad. It was made out of stretch micro crushed velvet stuff. And it didn't fit because I didn't know how to use patterns or how to alter patterns. So I just kind of put a section in the back to make it fit, that I think was Velcroed in. It zipped up the back. It's an old Butterick pattern, I think. And I did not know what I was doing. But then I wound up wearing it in a show my senior year of high school too, which is good because that means it got more of a wearing than I think at band camp. I think I also wore it for something. Yeah, those are my first costumes, my first sewing. It's rough, but I still have the Harry Potter stuff. Not maybe not the skirt. I still have the robe. You know. The next question is, which costume is your favorite or biggest accomplishment? I feel like this is that's a hard question. I think probably the one that I'm still most impressed with myself, if that makes sense, is my Victorian child costume. That was like 4 or 5 years ago now. No, 2016. So yeah, 4 years ago, that I made that. And we were doing a group costuming thing for Costume College that we were all going to be Victorian children. And I found this one dress that is in, I think that's the one from the Boston MFA. And it just like, it caught my, tell my dog to be quiet for a moment. Lion. Oh, look, it's a dog. Okay, so it's the one from the Boston MFA. Now I'm getting it fur all over my blouse too. And it's all white with pink trim everywhere. So much hand sewing. I don't like hand sewing. I'm not a very patient person. I was unemployed at that time, or else I never would have been able to make this dress. But it took forever. I had to give myself kind of like I must sew this much every day or I will never complete this outfit type thing. And yeah, I'm still kind of floored that I made it, because I think it's really pretty and really fun, and I need to wear it for something again because I haven't worn it since then. And it was too much work to just wear it once. So that's part one. Part two is probably my giant turquoise ball gown, which is Isabella de Bourbon y Bourbon, and it's a portrait of her from the 1860s. And God, it's so big and huge and gorgeous. And I just remember having a moment when I put it on. You can go down. Having a moment when I put it on that it was like a say yes to the dress bridal moment, when they're just like, they start to tear up and everything. And I felt that way when I put that dress on. It was just like, oh my gosh. And I've worn that one actually 3 times, which is nice, in different kind of versions of it. But I still love it. It's so much silk and so bright and so pretty, and yeah, so long. These are long answers. I will not get through this whole list. Don't worry. Okay. Which of your costumes do you like the least? Ooh, that's a good question, because I kind of, oh no, never mind. I know what it is. It's Mary Poppins. I was just talking to my mom about this the other day. I made Mary Poppins Jolly Holiday a few years ago, and it's wrong. I'm mad at myself, honestly, for how I made it. The skirt is gathered. It's not a circle. Should have been a circle. I did these appliques everywhere because, have we talked about me being impatient? They were like iron on appliques, but then the iron on didn't work. This was for all of the sort of decoration on the skirt and the sleeves and everything. So they were iron on, but then like the iron on didn't really stick because this is on silk organza. And so then I had to like sew on top of them everywhere that it was coming off. But every time that I wore it, which I've worn it a few times, more would come off. And so it just looked really, really crappy. And like the second time I wore it, the armpits ripped out because silk organza in an armpit was just stupid. And like, what else? There's some other stuff with it too that I just, the spats broke when I wore them at costume college, just the strap that goes under the foot, but like that happened at the same time as the armpits ripping out. It was just, someday I will go back and I will remake Jolly Holiday because I love the dress in the movie and I just did a really crappy job, and sometimes that happens. So the next question is, where is your favorite local place to go shopping for fabric and or other costuming materials? Unfortunately, my favorite place is my only place, and it's also my least favorite place because it's Joann's. It's the only option. I am lucky in that I have 3 different Joann's within about 15 minutes of my house. So sometimes if one doesn't have things, another will have things. But it does suck that that's the only option. I wish I lived near LA. But that's why I'm a super planner as far as my costumes go, because I pretty much have to buy everything. I have to know what I'm going to make, and I have to buy it all when I'm down there for costume college. A couple times I've lucked out and been able to go back like mid-year, but yeah, my only local resource is Joann's, so I guess it's my favorite, and also I hate it. Sorry, Joann's. Favorite online store for purchasing fabric? I can tell you right now, it's Amazon, because all of this lovely stuff, which you will see a whole thing on in a future video, but all of this lovely velvet ribbon that is all over this dress. I first purchased velvet ribbon at Costume College in the Marketplace. I think I got 10 yards, and in my head, that's all that this dress took, was 10 yards. I don't know what I was thinking. Thankfully, Amazon, I found on Amazon spools that each spool is 20 yards of this for only like $11, which is amazing. And I ordered 3 spools to start off with. When I ran out of the 3rd spool, I ordered a 4th spool. And today, I just ran out of the 4th spool. So yeah, there's over 80 yards of velvet ribbon in this dress. I think it's going to look very pretty. I'm excited to wear it, but I reached the point today where I'm ready to be done with this project. So yeah, more on this later. Commercial patterns, self-drafted patterns, or winging it. Actually, I had this thought earlier today because I was watching a couple of other, not Costuber videos, but like costumers who were sewing. I watched 2 today, and one person winged it entirely in her latest video. You probably know who I'm talking about. And another person did a commercial pattern but no mock-up. And both of those, in my opinion, which I hate to say this because I love their videos, were questionable. So anyway, to answer this question, because I'm straying from the topic here, it's a combo of both. I'll do like commercial, honestly, simplicity butterick type patterns that I will then alter pieces of. And but I also have my go-to bodice pattern, which I might have mentioned before, but I can't remember. I took a class in 2016 on Victorian bodice, like kind of draping but kind of patterning, from the Fifth Avenue Theater, and that has been the best class that I've ever taken, the most valuable class for sure, because I now use the pattern that I created in that class for pretty much everything. I mean, definitely everything Victorian, but I can even use it as kind of a basic sloper for like vintage-ish whatever, or modern even. So it's a combo because I use that pattern a ton, but I do also use commercial patterns. Like actually this cuff I took off of, I think it was a butterick pattern just the other day because I didn't want to have to draft a cuff. The whole rest of the bodice is from that one that I was talking about, including the sleeve, but I didn't want to have to think about a cuff, so I looked at the patterns for that. And I also am very cheap, so I don't have any money, so I don't buy expensive patterns. Like I've bought one truly Victorian pattern at like not even a full price, it was a used price, and the rest of the fancy truly Victorian type patterns that I have, they're all from like the Bargain Basement or places like that. So I really like them. I think they're great patterns, and I do have a handful of them now, but I don't use them a ton because between this pattern and me being cheap, I just don't have a ton of them. The next question is, what is your favorite or most used pattern? And I really just answered that because it is this bodice pattern. So useful and so versatile. I can just change the darts, change the neckline, change sleeves, whatever, especially actually like the tail hemline. I don't think you can see it in this video, but like changing the shape of that, and the neckline are the biggest things, and basically use that for everything, so it's amazing. And okay, I feel like this video is getting really long, so I'm going to do one more question, which I've kind of touched on before, I feel like, but the question is hand sewing machine or both, or glue, not glue, machine, sorry, wherever I can. I have this beautiful machine right here. I like to use it whenever possible. Yeah, I also just don't have the patience or the time to sew everything by hand. I'm not a patient person, I'm seriously. So I will sew by hand when I can. Right now I'm actually doing a lot of hand sewing because I'm not very used in this show that I'm in. So I try to bring hand sewing backstage for all of the shows, and I did for all the rehearsals, just so that I'd have like stuff to do and be productive. So today I actually sewed this the lace on the cuffs backstage. I didn't get a ton done because that was it. Oh no, I did sew down the inside of the cuffs at rehearsal or at the show backstage. But otherwise I really try to do everything that doesn't look super obvious. Basically everything besides like trim and finishing, hemming, that sort of thing. Everything else is done by machine because again, I am just not patient. So yeah. So anyway, I think that this video has been plenty long. So I will probably go through the rest of these at some point in the future because I think they're interesting and hopefully you do too. If you do like them, please comment. Let me know that you like these questions, and I'll do more. If you thought this video was terrible and I should not do stuff like this, comment that also. I'm gonna stop Dora from jumping on my sewing table because she likes to and I don't trust her. Yeah, that'll be it for today. If you did like this video also, please press the little thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos from me, please press subscribe and the little bell notification to be notified every time I post a video so that you can see this cute face from this kitten. Because I would love to share more with you. It's so exciting that I know it's little, but I already have over 100 subscribers, and to me that's like, yay! So anyway, this has been really fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did, and I will see you in my next video. Happy sewing!